welcome to my Muse Lounge. I'm here with the inspiration behind my Muse Lounge, the founder, and my sister, my best friend, Hajiya Khadijah Abdullahi Iya, and she's the brains behind my Muse Lounge. So it's so exciting to be here today to listen to what was the inspiration behind this and how we're going to move forward with my Muse Lounge. So sis, you've always been speaking about my Muse Lounge podcast. I want to do a podcast, and here we are, So what was the inspiration behind the whole concept of my Muse Lounge?
Thank you, everyone. And thank you, sis, for joining me to do this. Hello, everyone. It's exciting to be here, to finally be here. We've been planning this for 10 years.
Yeah,
Ever. So what inspired me is I'm always talking in my head. I'm always worrying.
I know. You're always talking in your head.
And I'm always worrying. And I feel that there are things that I feel that the whole world should know about, and that there are things that we've been bottling up inside and we've not been saying, we've not said enough about. Mm-hmm. I think it's time we start voicing it out, having discussion with like-minded people, even those people that do not agree with us. I think it's very important we start talking about these issues. Mm-hmm. And these issues are mostly social issues. One of them is motherhood to nationhood. We started a little bit of IG live on that, but we couldn't continue. Let me, in brief, talk about motherhood to nationhood. We're going to talk about social issues. We're going to talk about searching words, the book I wrote, and a few items that we've been discussing in the book. Then we're going to talk about relationship.
Okay. Yeah. So when you look at, when you spoke about the societal issues exactly and values, can you elaborate on the concept of searching inwards and why you feel it's important to explore these topics?
The concept of searching inwards is basically underreported issues, human angle stories that we've not really talked about. There are issues that plagues us. Like one of the things that worries me is those issues that a lot of people feel that we should not talk about. That is like abominable. Cultural issues that are abominable, that a lot of people do not want to hear it. Yes. I think that we should begin to start talking about them. Yes. And it's only when we talk about them that we'll be able to highlight them and also solution around them. Okay. We cannot continue hiding them under the carpet and throwing them on the street. Those are things that we need to bring out and discuss.
As you said, rightfully said that, there are a lot of things that deal with societal challenges and issues that we tend to just hide under the carpet, and then we find that people are going through stuff and, they don't know how to handle them. And having a podcast like this, I personally feel like people would be able to now start understanding things better from different perspectives, and coming from that angle of motherhood to nationhood. That always just captivates me. The word motherhood and the word nationhood. And for me, I think I would say, to come up with something like that, it shows that you're definitely a mother, and a mother of the nation, if I put it that way. Yes, you are, please.
Well, I worry about the nation a lot, and I talk about it a lot. Motherhood to nationhood started when I sat down one day. I think there was a story that happened in Jos, that a guy who worked in NNPC stole some money and put it in his house in his hometown.
Yes.
And then he was putting he put aces in the house, and his sister, who lived in the same compound, had been ill for a while. And he didn't deem it fit for him to get some of those monies that he's been putting air conditioning to preserve the money, to give to his sister. And then I sat and I began to think, who is their mother?
Mm-hmm.
How did it become so depraving that siblings cannot help each other? That's one of the things that inspired motherhood to nation. And I thought about the leaders that we have that are stealing money. I'm still asking, where are the mothers? Are the mothers just sitting by and thinking that, this my son, I gonna make he come be president or make he come be minister, and then he should go and steal money and bring to me? What do they tell their children when the children bring such money, or when the children decide to buy them houses? How do they accept those money? Because we're not raised like that.
Yes.
We're raised Africans and we ask questions. Mothers in Africa always ask questions.
But don't you think a topic like that it's quite controversial, right?
I know.
And you are going to press a few buttons there.
Yeah.
So in engaging your audience like that, how do you think you can encourage these discussions with your audience?
So I think that these are very touchy issues. And we know that the comment section will be boiling.
Yes.
And that is one of the most important things. Because it's only when you're able to... Okay, yesterday I was talking to you about how sometimes I'm in this bubble.
Yes.
And then I was like, yes, I'm in this bubble. And then I just imagine myself in this bubble and this ball, I'm in it.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden somebody just take a pin and pick, maybe just, put a hole in it, and then I fall down from that bubble and I hit reality, and then I start seeing stars and everything, and I'm like, okay, is this how things are happening?
Welcome.
So I really think that we need to begin to be intentional about raising a generation of leaders who are mothers, who are raising leaders, who are compassionate leaders, who are very aware of the consequences of their action. I think that is what Motherhood to Nationhood is. We want to mentor the next generation of mothers. So we begin to let them know that you're not just having this child for you. You're having this child for your family, for the community you live in, and for the whole.
I love that you say that, because when you look at you as a person and how you embody diversity, your uniqueness in embodying diversity, how would you now take that and allow your audience basically to be involved in the whole discussions about diversity and uniqueness?
Okay, most of our audience, or most of our panelists, or most of the people we're going to interview together are going to be people from different parts of the world, different parts of the, and that's when I say world, African continent,
yes,
and different parts of our ethnicity. You do know that in Nigeria, I know you're not Nigerian. You do know.
Let's stop right there. She says I'm not Nigerian. Like, guys, don't I look Nigerian? Come on.
Different types of Nigerian ethnicity to come, and then let's share. Mothers mostly. And we may be able to invite men, fathers, young guys, children.
That's fantastic.
That's how we can diversify the conversation. I was thinking the other day that I'm going to invite Kalila, Maro.
And you should. You love children. You know, you have somewhat of love to give. So the more children there, and you know these kids are crazy, right?
They're crazy.
They're going to really teach us about nationhood.
Yeah.
And they and their own opinions about what nationhood is.
Yeah. So we'd like to hear from them, and that will give a lot of people voice. So the more we also want it to be as casual as possible.
Yes.
has interest, just a conversation.
Yes.
And I feel that this conversation can go out there for more people to know that these are things that we should be talking about, and we hope that we can drive the conversation all over the continent.
Okay. So finally, what's your long-term goal for this podcast? Where do you see it going? We all have long-term goals, right?
Yeah.
So that long-term goal can be a long-term in 10 years, a long-term in 5 years, a long-term in 3 years. So
actually, when I say I didn't think about long-term goals, what I thought I was just wanted to have fun and then have this discussion. And these are things that are always disturbing me. I worry about a lot of things, and I feel that we should just have a conversation about it. And I know that more conversation will pique people's interest, and people will begin to think differently. But my long-term goal for this is for us to see, by the time we rewire, it's like rewiring the minds of the next generation of mothers, African mothers, to begin to be very intentional about raising their children. Yes, and then also the next generation of young girls who are listening to us. It's not just talking about it, also acting it. And it's showing that these are the things that we must do. We've done this right, we've made this mistake, but you guys can do better than us.
Absolutely. I'm sitting here as you speak, I'm envisioning us sitting with the likes of Maro and Kalila, and the arguments that we did. I mean, my God, I'm already having a headache, but I'm looking forward to that. So, I'm your host, Dr. Miwuna Salim, and this is our visionary, our podcast creator of my Muse Lounge, Hajiya Khadijah Abdullahi Iya. Thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to meeting you all soonest. Thank you.